Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Hello.
Well, wait a minute. Our job is to be jolly and jovial and happy.
No,
and what's wrong, man?
Well, just maybe the right word is self-conscious today. You and I had the wonderful opportunity to kind of help out with the Burger Bash benefit for Tom and Donna Hilkemeyer last night at the grocery cart. And thanks to everybody who showed up. Man, what a turnout.
What a turnout,
thank you for that. But I was kind of working alongside Brad Bell.
Yes.
And many of you know Brad. Brad was kind of giving me a hard time, I think. Apparently, when I give the year, I will say, like, it's 2022.
Okay.
And so Brad asked me, he said, when did you first arrive in Broken Bow? I said, well, I'm 1991. Oh, you mean 1991? I'm like, what? Huh? What? Well, he's like, it should be 2022. When I give the year, it should be 2022. And ever since he told me that, I've just been very self-conscious. I've kind of, I'm just like, man, have I been saying the year wrong all this time? How do you say it? Now that we're in, because see, my thing is, I hope Brad's listening, because I'm thinking, okay, now, you don't call it the 1900s.
No.
You call it the 1900s. But do you call it the 2000s? No. You call it the 2000s, right?
That's what I do.
Do you say 2022?
Yeah. Right. Yeah,
Okay.
I do. Never thought about it. I think Brad was trying to get me to think it really should be said 2022. Or I don't know. I guess a good question would be, what about, early 2000s? Would you say 2001? Or would you say 2001? I think he's getting into your head. I think he was just doing that.
He succeeded, I think. I don't know. I just have been on edge, wondering, how do I say the year? Do I say 2022? Do I say 2022? I just don't know what to do.
I would go with your heart.
Okay.
What feels right.
Okay.
I believe that Brad was trying to get into your head, and I think he did.
He did. It was great working with him and other members of Custer Federal State Bank last night. That was fun.
Boy, was it. What a crowd. I think the guys, by the way, the guys cooking up the hamburgers did a great job, because they were doing their best to keep up. Normally you don't have a line that long for the whole period of time.
Mm-hmm.
I think about 5:30 when that line built up, it never really went away. Every once in a while we'd look up and go, we're going to catch up, and then here come more people. And I think they totaled that they knew how many packages they had. They had to thaw out some hamburger as they went along, because they used more than usual. 432 hamburgers were served at the barbecue last night, and most people were very generous. In fact, almost everybody that I know of put in a little extra into the donation, because it was a free will donation.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think Donna and Tom will have a little traveling money to go back and forth for Tom's treatments. And I know Donna told me he has some more tests next week, and you know how that goes whenever you have a situation where you're having health problems. There's tests and there's travel, and you go back and for different things. So I know they'll use that money to travel and to take care of some extra expenses. But turnout was great. Custer Federal crew was super good. Jody did a good job, and all of the Custer Federal folks. In fact, others showed up and pretty well had everything filled as far as positions go, as needing help. And grocery cart, my goodness, take your hat off to the grocery cart. I think they have another one coming up for the swim team?
I think, yeah.
And then I think they're done for a while. But people really enjoy those hamburgers cooked over those charcoals, and it was fun. There was a lot of good people coming through to do good things, and over 400 hamburgers were devoured last night.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fun. So thank you, Custer Federal. Thank you, Grocery Cart, and good luck onward for Tom, and hope you get feeling better. So, yeah, it was nice. And it was pretty comfortable after that rain, right? I mean, it got partly cloudy. The breeze came up.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I was happy for the cloud cover.
Yeah, and yesterday's high was only 80, and that was, I think it was 79 at 5 o'clock yesterday. So, after that rain. Now, speaking of the rain,
Mm-hmm.
we got 90 hundredths here at the station.
Okay.
Talking with some folks in Broken Bow,
Yeah,
they measured 2 1/4 or 2.5 inches.
I had heard that.
Yeah. The airport measured, I think, 1.40
Uh-huh.
Butch McGinn up north of Anselmo's always good about sending in what they had. I think they had about a 1/2 inch.
Uh-huh.
But north of here and other places, 2 inches, 3 inches. Unfortunately, over in the Taylor area, reports of over 4 inches.
Wow.
And they had some flooding in Sargent.
Mm-hmm.
Callaway, about 40 hundredths, the report we received this morning. So, Clay Moore stopped in yesterday from Arnold, and he said it was raining over there yesterday morning when we weren't getting rain. So it varied a lot. Unfortunately, a little bit too much rain too fast in some areas, but for the most part, a welcomed rain no matter what the amount was. If we can keep getting these every once in a while, we're going to have some good corn and soybean crops for those that didn't get hailed earlier. So that was a downpour, wasn't it?
Yes, there were moments it was really coming down. Yeah.
The Chamber of Commerce, Stephanie, she had a challenging day trying to get everybody through the weather, and I know they called off the music last night because the park was saturated. They got probably closer to the 1.5 or 2 inches there in the park, and they folded up some of the cover of the tops because the rain caved them in, and they had their hands full. But here's the thing. The Crazy Day specials that were going on were all moved inside to the stores.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody moved their specials inside, and most, in fact, not all of those sales go on through Saturday. So if you got rained out yesterday and was planning on doing some shopping for Crazy Days yesterday afternoon, you could still do that because everything was dry and good inside and nice cool stores. But if you let that rain kind of get in your way, they're there today and tomorrow for the most part. Specials continue for Crazy Days for the businesses that are participating. So, and I know some of the things like the watermelon feed and those sorts of things got changed, and they were talking about maybe moving that to go along with some other events that would be held later in the day. But I'm sure staff will update us a little bit later on as to what did happen and what didn't happen due to that heavy rain that really came down and kind of wet things down a little bit too much in the park.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, now this is Friday. Carnival will start later on today out at the fairgrounds, and that always happens kind of like with Crazy Days. Alumni are in town.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, good morning if you're listening. A couple of underclassmen come up and said hi yesterday. Vivian Ash and Chris Landcamera said hi. They come out and had a hamburger, and they're here for their 50th gathering.
Great.
And there's lots of other classes that are getting together here in Broken Bow this weekend. They'll have the alumni banquet and honor some folks and have a good meal. So that's all happening here in town. Also out at the fairgrounds, they've got horse events going on that are always going on every weekend, it seems like. And then let's go to Litchfield. The Old Settlers Picnic gets underway today, and we covered that on the air with a live remote, and Grant did a great job of recapping that on local news this morning. You'll hear that again at noon and 5 as to what the schedule is for the Old Settlers Picnic. And then today we'll get a live remote, and I believe Jeremy and Christy are going to Arnold to cover the event, which is going to happen for the 11th time, and that's the Devil's Den Bike Rally in Arnold, and they have 2-day affair starting this evening, going through Saturday. And they're going to tell us all the details on that.
Sounds good.
Plus, we're not done yet.
There's more?
There's more, and you're involved in it.
Oh, I am?
Baseball.
Oh, yes. I do have baseball tonight, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I'll be headed over to Holdridge. Broken Bow begins play today in the Class B Area 6 American Legion Juniors Baseball Tournament. And they will open play against Cozad at 5 o'clock today. And we'll be there to broadcast it. And we'll broadcast all of the Broken Bow games from the tournament. Of course, a lot at stake. If you win the area tournament, you qualify for the state tournament, which for juniors will be held in Wahoo this year. So we wish Broken Bow the best, and we'll be there to call the game for you tonight beginning at 5 or thereabouts. There is a game in front of it. But it is scheduled to start at 5, and we'll have it on the air on KBBN 95.3 FM and KBBN.com.
Good luck, team. Go Bow.
There you go.
We want you to finish out the season strong. You've had a great season. And
they have, yeah. Juniors have had a great year. Both teams have played well.
Yeah. And I know that's what they've been working for, is this postseason. So here we go. It's going to be exciting. We'll be listening.
Okay, I'll be there.
Okay. I might show up at one of these games, and if I do,
Really?
I'd like a little airtime.
I would love to give you airtime. That would be fantastic.
So we'll see.
I will make sure that I have 2 headsets.
Okay, yeah, get an extra, because I might want to come in and analyze things for you.
Oh, that would be great.
I don't know. I'm not making promises.
I don't think we've ever worked a baseball game together, have we?
I don't think so.
You and me?
I don't think so.
Well, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Going back, I can remember doing some baseball with Tom Hilkemeyer.
Yeah.
Did quite a few games with Tom.
Uh-huh.
And as you know, we had that tape. I did some games with my brother.
Yeah.
And I just remember, I'll never forget, Tom and I were struggling with the Marty, which was common.
Oh, yes. I was here soon enough in my career to deal with the Marty. I know what you're talking about.
It's a kind of a hate-love relationship with the Marty, because when it worked, it sounded as good as any technology today.
Yeah.
But when it didn't work, it had a terrible hum, and it would get fuzzy, and you couldn't. And we would use a radio to monitor, and it would interfere with the radio signal, and because it was basically a short wave FM, and it would get into everything, including the PA.
Yeah.
So we were struggling with that. We were calling balls and strikes, and Carl Christian said, "Guys, you're calling balls and strikes the wrong way around." We were.
Oh no! Seriously? Yeah. Oh boy!
Yeah. 3 and 2. We had it backwards. We didn't even realize it, because we were.
You had your mind occupied with other things.
But always enjoyed working baseball with Tom, and did some other games along the way. It's one of the only sports I know very much about, so I can contribute a little bit. But I find myself getting so involved in the baseball game, I forget to pay attention, because baseball can kind of lull you into a trance. You just get to watching certain parts of the game, because baseball has so many pieces to it. It's of course, defense is huge, and what's the strike zone, and where's the sun hitting them in the eyes. I mean, there's all kinds of things with baseball. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun to. Don't make it. We'll be listening.
All right.
Birthdays today.
Okay, who's celebrating?
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon. All right. Footloose Kevin Bacon.
Yep. Mystic River, Apollo 13, Wild Things. He's been in a lot of shows. Invisible Man. I kind of like that one. He is 64 today.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. He's getting up there.
He is. Beck Hansen is his actual name, the group Beck. He is age 52 today, known for his songs Loser and Devil's Haircut. Toby Keith is 61 today. Country singer today, celebrating his birthday, and recently revealed that he's fighting stomach cancer.
Yeah, I heard that.
We hope that he'll be all right. Angelica Houston, love her. She's been in a lot of different movies. 71 years old. She was a third-generation actress from her family. She also was the third to receive an Academy Award in her family. Talk about some talent passed down. She's very talented. And let's see, I had one more. Oh, Steve Lawrence. Steve Lawrence with his hits like Go Away, Little Girl, 86 today. If you're celebrating a birthday, you're in good company. Those are some of the birthdays that we are aware of here on The Breakfast Show. Also,
Yes.
my good friend, my neighbor,
Oh, thanks,
my
Dave.
co-host,
Eh.
it is National Freezer Pop Day,
Freezer Pop Day. Okay.
or popsicle.
Popsicle, yeah. Are you a big popsicle person? Now, my grandkids, when they come in, the first thing they do is open up the freezer to see if we have popsicles. But I don't know. I've never gotten into the pop. I don't know. Not a big popsicle fan.
We were when we were kids, but due to budgeting back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you made your own.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
You had the ice cube
The tray.
tray, but you had to make ice cubes. But then you had the freezer pop. Do you remember those? The plastic. They were plastic. They were formed like a popsicle, and you poured them full.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
you capped them, and then you
I
put
know
them
what
in
you're
the
talking
freezer.
about.
And then you could push them. You made your own.
Uh-huh.
And we did a lot of that with, I think, did you use Kool-Aid for that maybe?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Cool Pops, summertime favorite, invented back in the 1960s. Someone froze flavored colored water in a sleeve of plastic, and we've been licking on them ever since. Going along with that, National Be a Kid Day again.
Be a Kid Day.
Yep. Here's your
Okay.
chance to do all the things you would have done when you were a kid, like eat ice cream for dinner, stay up all night, or make faces behind your boss's back. Oh, wait a minute. That's still being done today. Every day.
Yeah, around here anyway.
This one's interesting. Kind of a note. We talk about math, and when most of us think about math, we think about when we took math in school and learned to divide and multiply and add and subtract and maybe get into further math, algebra and all that sort of thing. This is Math 2.0 Day, a celebration of blending math and technology. Now, all the digital things that we have today are partly because of math. It's, ones and O's and formulas for math that make a lot of technology work.
Sure.
So it's very important. Math is also, I think, almost an art of its own. It can get, math goes a lot further than just, adding and subtracting. There's theory, and it's pretty amazing, really. And to have it here for us to learn, which I didn't do very well in math. I
didn't either.
I like general math.
I
but-
hate math. I do. I'm not good at it. Yesterday I was trying to, speaking of math, yesterday I was trying to do I went out and measured the rain at noon, and I think we had 76 hundredths at noon. Well, I didn't add it to the monthly total right away.
Yeah.
So when I was doing it live on the air, I said 76 hundredths. Prior we had an inch 73, and then I made the huge mistake of trying to add in my head an inch 73 to 76 hundredths. And it was just terrible. It took me a while, and I sounded like a fool trying to add it live on the air. But I think I got it right. I said 249. Would that be
Yeah,
right?
sounds
An
right,
inch
yeah.
73 and 76 hundredths?
Yeah.
Be 249, right?
Yeah. So
Okay. I got it right. I just sounded like a fool trying to figure it out in my head while I was talking.
Math's funny because you think you can't add in your head very well. The reason you can is you don't do it every day. And nowadays, hardly at all, because you have a calculator on your phone, and we don't do it. I didn't think I was very good at math, and for a while in my younger days, I was the Coca-Cola delivery man. Well, at that point, if they had calculators, they were probably as big as this room, and so you added everything by hand. So when you went into the grocery store, you totaled up everything on a pad, and then you subtracted the bottles that you picked back up, and there was a lot of math involved. And I found myself after about a year, 6 months to a year, really get along pretty good because your brain kind of gets going on it, and you don't think about it so much. It's more automatic. But most of us anymore, we just don't do enough math to be very good at it, just to do it enough to be efficient at it. It's kind of bad.
Yeah, it is kind
really.
of.
I mean, well, there was a young man yesterday. I noticed one of the guys that was running the grill said, how many hamburgers have we served so far? And he knew how many packages and how many hamburgers were in each package.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he didn't even use his calculator. He just talked into his phone and 18 times whatever, and it answered him.
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, well, that's cool.
Our phones have become our best friends. They even talk back to us.
Yes, and our best enemies as well.
Yes.
All right, let's play the game, shall we?
Well, let's do that. Let's see. I think we're asking music questions here. Identify the artists that recorded these hits with summer in the title. What duo had a hit with Summer Breeze in 1972? Dave knows. What duo had a hit with Summer Breeze in 1972? Your choices are Hall & Oates, The Carpenters, Air Supply, or Seals and Crofts. What duo had a hit with Summer Breeze in 1972? Was it Hall & Oates, The Carpenters, Air Supply, or Seals and Crofts? If you know, call us at 872-2801.
What are they winning today?
Personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut.
All right, 872-2801.
Come and see us at Beau Bouderie. We're your friends at your home-owned shoe store. We'll be open for crazy days, early on Thursday starting at 7 a.m., then regular hours Friday and Saturday. Bargains are everywhere. We have marked ridiculous prices on summer sandals, flip-flops, purses, wallets, and even some Western boots and work boots. We're excited for the fun of crazy days, Thursday through Saturday at Beau Bouderie on the Square in Broken Bow.
It is no secret that cybersecurity and keeping your personal information safe and secure is very important. Scammers never stop and will do whatever they can to get your information. Some examples of what to be looking out for are spoofed phone calls, suspicious emails or texts, computer pop-ups, requests for urgent wire transfers or gift card purchases. If you are suspicious of fraud or a scam, always call your bank about the situation. Bruning Bank wants you to stay safe and be diligent about keeping your information secure. Our staff is trained to deal with any type of situation and is happy to help or answer any questions you may have. Bruning Bank. Build, grow, thrive. Member FDIC.
7:54, we have Deborah.
I don't think we've got Deborah anymore.
Oh, did we lose her? We'll try that. Are you there, Deb?
Oh, there she is.
I'm here.
Oh,
Okay.
goody. Is it Debbie or Deborah or Deb today?
Debbie.
Okay, we'll go with
Okay,
Debbie.
Debbie today. Is that with an IE, Debbie?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks. All right, Debbie, here's your question. What duo had a hit with Summer Breeze in 1972? Was it Hall & Oates, The Carpenters, Air Supply, or Seals and Crofts?
I think it was Hall & Oates.
No, it was not
No?
Hall &
Okay.
Oates. I'm
Darn it.
sorry.
Darn it.
No.
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait a
Wait,
minute.
did you say you're Debbie?
Yeah.
Well, Deb, let's talk to Deb.
Yeah, let's give Deb a chance
Deb-
to answer the
Deb,
question.
good to have you on the show. Take another shot. Deb, give it another try.
Yeah, here's your choices, okay? Just three now. The Carpenters, Air Supply, or Seals and Crofts. What do you think?
Seals and Crofts.
You got it! Way to go, Deb! And because you've answered correctly, we have a certificate that'll get you a free personal pan pizza at Pizza Hut. So come on out and see us.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. 756, got a note in on our note box here from some folks up around the Purdom area. Super foggy north of Purdom this morning. So if you're heading up there, about anywhere right now, I think you want to be extra careful. But thank you, Celeste Rogers, dropped that in our note box here this morning. Welcome to the show. I was going to play the song from Seals and Crofts.
Oh, Summer Breeze.
But we don't have that. The only one we have in our playlist is Hummingbird.
Oh.
And I like this. It's one of those songs that starts out okay, but then at the end they go, they just keep repeating something about the hummingbird. It kind of drives you crazy.
Well, you can do the classic radio DJ fade if you want. If you kind of get annoyed by it, just kind of easily fade it out.
Well, I think I won't because
No?
you go,
Okay.
Hummingbird, don't fly away, fly away. Hummingbird, don't fly away, fly away. It just drives you crazy.
You do that well. I'd like to hear you sing that song at karaoke.
So let's celebrate Toby Keith's birthday today.
Hey, there we go.
Do you have a favorite?
Oh, wow.
Want to stay on the bird theme? We could Mockingbird.
No, don't
like
play
that
that.
one?
No, I don't want no.
We're just not into birds today.
Yeah. I enjoy Every Dog Has Its Day. Ain't As Good As I Once Was.
Oh, that's a good
That's
one.
a good one. Of course, Should Have Been a Cowboy is, a classic.
Well, we'll play the Everyday.
Okay, that works.
Take us up to news at the top. But first, these words.
Ansley Lumber and Supply is locally owned and operated and proud to be your full-service lumber yard. From premium lumber and
Visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Currently 65, still foggy out there. Please drive with care. Winds out of the northwest, light so far today. Barometric pressure leveled off at 3015, humidity at 97%. High temperature yesterday, as we mentioned, 80, with an overnight low of 64. Sunset today at 9:14, sunrise tomorrow morning at 6:13. 90 hundredths precipitation measured from the rainfall here at the studios yesterday, but again, it varies greatly, the amounts that are being talked about and turned in out there. Heavy rain up in the Taylor-Sargent area and straight north of here in certain areas, right here in town even, over 2 inches. So depending where you were, is just kind of a very, very, unpredictable amounts that were being reported in there throughout the afternoon, and it did kind of slow things down here in town, as we mentioned, but we'll take the rain. We're at 2 inches and 63 hundredths precipitation for the month. 65 and foggy here at Broken Bow. Coming up right after these words, the report paid for by Ray Hunt here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Stay tuned.
Big news. Greta Van Susteren is back, and she's on Newsmax. Tune into Newsmax at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight to watch The Record with Greta Van Susteren and get the real news. Plus, check out the new lineup of Rob Schmidt, Eric Bowling, and more. Newsmax is on all major cable and streaming platforms. If your cable system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them and demand it. And download the free Newsmax app on your phone. Make the switch to Newsmax today.
If you're like me and suffer from toenail fungus, please pay close attention. Nail fungus isn't just a cosmetic problem. It can also be dangerous. But no matter what I tried, it seemed like my fungus would never go away. Then I discovered Crystal Flush, the new FDA-registered at-home treatment. This unique two-step system flushes out fungus at its source and reverses damaged nails. Call now, and for a limited time, you can try Crystal Flush risk-free for 30 days. Call 800-764-9219. That's 800-764-9219.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This morning's audio, The Star-Spangled Banner as You've Never Heard It, is brought to you and paid for by Ray Hunt.
There was a lawyer once. His name was Francis Scott Key. He penned a song that I'm sure you're aware of. You've seen it. It's in most hymnals throughout our churches. It's called the National Anthem. It is our song as an American. We go, however, to a ball game. We stand in our church services and we sing the words of that song, and they float over our minds and our lips, and we don't even realize what we're singing. Most of us have memorized it as a child, but we've never really thought about what it means. Let me tell you a story. Francis Scott Key was a lawyer in Baltimore. The colonies were engaged in vicious conflict with the mother country, Britain. Because of this conflict and the protractedness of it, they had accumulated prisoners on both sides. The American colonies had prisoners and the British had prisoners. And the American government initiated a move. They went to the British and they said, let us negotiate for the release of these prisoners. They said, we want to send a man out to discuss this with you. They were holding the American prisoners in boats about 1,000 yards offshore. And they said, we want to send a man by the name of Francis Scott Key. He will come out and negotiate to see if we can make a mutual exchange. On the appointed day, in a rowboat, he went out to this boat and he negotiated with the British officials. And they reached a conclusion that men could be exchanged on a one-for-one basis. Francis Scott Key, jubilant with the fact that he'd been successful, went down below in the boats, and what he found was a cargo hold full of humanity, men. And he said, men, I've got news for you tonight. You're free. He said, tonight I have negotiated successfully your return to the colonies. He said, you'll be taken out of this boat, out of this filth, out of your chains. As he went back up on board to arrange for their passage to the shore, the admiral came and he said, "We have a slight problem." He said, "We will still honor our commitment to release these men, but it'll be merely academic after tonight. It won't matter." And Francis Scott Key said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, Mr. Key," he said, "tonight we have laid an ultimatum upon the colonies. Your people will either capitulate and lay down the colors of that flag that you think so much of, or you see that fort right over there, Fort Henry?" He said, "We're going to remove it from the face of the earth." He said, "How are you going to do that?" He said, "If you will, scan the horizon of the sea." And as he looked, he could see hundreds of little dots. And he said, "That's the entire British war fleet." He said, "All of the gunpowder, all of the armament is being called upon to demolish that fort. It will be here within striking distance in a matter of about 2.5 hours. He said, "The war is over. These men would be free anyway." He said, "You can't shell that fort." He said, that's a large fort." He said, "It's full of women and children." He says, "It's predominantly not a military fort." He said, "Don't worry about it." They said, "We've left them a way out." And he said, "What's that?" He said, "Do you see that flag way up on the rampart?" He said, "We have told them that if they will lower that flag, the shelling will stop immediately. And we'll know that they've surrendered, and you'll now be under British rule." Francis Scott Key went down below and told the men what was about to happen. And they said, "How many ships?" He said, "Hundreds." The ships got closer. Francis Scott Key went back up on top and he said, "Men, I'll shout down to you what's going on as we watch." As twilight began to fall, and as the haze hung over the ocean as it does at sunset, suddenly the British war fleet unleashed. He says the sound was deafening. There were so many guns that there were no reliefs. He said it was absolutely impossible to talk or hear. He said suddenly the sky, although dark, was suddenly lit. And he says from down below, all he could hear the men, the prisoners, saying was, "Tell us where the flag is. What have they done with the flag? Is the flag still flying over the rampart? Tell us." 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours into the shelling, every time the bomb would explode and it would be close to the flag, they could see the flag in the illuminated red glare of that bomb, and Francis Scott Key would report down to the men below, "It's still up. It's not down." The admiral came and he said, "Your people are insane." He said, "What's the matter with them?" He said, "Don't they understand this is an impossible situation?" Francis Scott Key said he remembered what George Washington had said. He said, "The thing that sets the American Christian apart from all other people in the world is he will die on his feet before he'll live on his knees." The admiral said, "We have now instructed all of the guns to focus on the rampart to take that flag down." He said, "We don't understand something. Our reconnaissance tells us that that flag has been hit directly again and again and again, and yet it's still flying. We don't understand that." But he said, "Now we're about to bring every gun for the next 3 hours to bear on that point." Francis Scott Key said the barrage was unmerciful. All that he could hear was the men down below praying. The prayer, "God, keep that flag flying where we last saw it." Sunrise came. He said there was a heavy mist hanging over the land, but the rampart was tall enough. There stood the flag, completely nondescript, in shreds. The flagpole itself was at a crazy angle, but the flag was still at the top. Francis Scott Key went aboard and immediately went into Fort Henry to see what had happened. what he'd found had happened was that that flagpole and that flag had suffered repetitious direct hits. And when it had fallen, but men, fathers, who knew what it meant for that flag to be on the ground, although knowing that all of the British guns were trained on it, walked over and held it up humanly until they died. Their bodies were removed and others took their place. Francis Scott Key said what held that flagpole in place at that unusual angle were patriots' bodies. He penned the song, "Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? Or the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that the flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet fly and wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? The debt was demanded. The price, it was paid.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets spread clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Preceding program paid for by Ray Hunt, and Ray was kind enough to let us move that very special broadcast to today due to crazy days yesterday, and he always has run that program somewhere near the 4th of July, so we wanted to get that on. Thank you, Ray. Again, 65 and foggy out there. Please drive with care, as it looks just as soupy right now as it did off and on earlier this morning. We're going to take a time out.
Okay.
When we come back, neighbor, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
The folks at Nebraska State Bank want to wish you and your family a healthy, safe summer filled with lots of excitement, happiness, and fun. The idea of barbecues, swimming, ball games, community parades and festivals, and of course the county fair makes us all feel happy. The employees at Nebraska State Bank look forward to seeing all their customers, whether it's at one of our 4 branches in Broken Bow, Callaway, and Myrna, or out in the community enjoying a little Nebraska fun. Here's to a safe, happy, and healthy summer. Nebraska State Bank, member FDIC.
There's a difference between treating the pain and treating the problem. At Pearson Physical Therapy, we strive to not only reduce your pain, but actually treat the underlying cause so that you remain pain-free, even after you finish physical therapy. If you're frustrated by pain that keeps coming back, Pearson Physical Therapy can give you the tools that will keep you moving pain-free. Call Pearson's in Broken Bow at 308-872-5800 or check us out on the web at pearsonpt.com. Get the treatment you need and the care you deserve at Pearson Physical Therapy.
Aero Aviation, let us take control.
Remember the time you used to spend fighting weeds and bugs? Now you can spend that time elsewhere because aerial application is your best advantage against these problems. Let Aero Aviation take control.
When you need a helping hand to get the most from your land, Aero Aviation, let us take control.
For over 50 years, Aero Aviation has served the area. Contact Casey for your aerial application today.
8:23, Brent and Dave with you. I have not talked to you about Mom lately, Peggy.
Oh, my mom.
Yeah, and
Yeah?
my mom, Corky.
Yes.
But I just wonder if they would be upset about our recent neighborhood confrontation.
Neighborhood confrontation. Okay.
I want to just say that I've been telling some people that I got a Band-Aid on my cheek here.
You do.
And
yes.
a lot of people have been asking me what happened. And I've been telling them that you and I had a confrontation, a neighborhood confrontation, and you punched me in the cheek with your fist.
Well, thanks. I'm not afraid to tell you that there was actually a wonderful, sweet lady that kind of let me have it last night for apparently punching you in the face, which I did not.
Are you sure? Because I think you were so enraged that you may not remember punching me in the cheek.
No, I didn't.
I mean, you might have went into some sort of a temper tantrum coma.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't think I sleepwalk.
What did the lady say to you, the very nice lady?
She said, "Shame on you."
For hitting Dave?
Yes.
Yeah, right there on the cheekbone. That's where it hit. What happened? I know you don't remember this.
Well, please tell me what I did.
I have a plastic duck collection.
Yeah.
That there's the mother and father ducks, and then the little ducklings behind them, and they have so you can stick them in the ground.
Yeah.
And it's really a nice little display for the yard. And
well, maybe for your yard, but not for mine.
But see there, that was this. That's exactly what you said. I said I'd like to put this display in your yard. I think it would really look nice by your mailbox there. And you said no, not in my yard. Next thing I know, you just went ballistic. You don't like ducks?
I don't. I don't recall any.
I know.
I don't recall any of this.
You think of maybe you might want to go see a counselor?
I don't know. Would you recommend one?
Well, if you can't remember punching me in the cheek, just because you got upset because I wanted to put my plastic duck collection in your yard as a goodwill gesture to my neighbor.
It was not a goodwill gesture.
And I have to say, you had to be standing on the porch to hit me in the cheek like that, because otherwise I don't think you could reach my cheek.
Oh.
I don't know, Mom. I think maybe he needs to see a counselor.
I'm thinking of making the other cheek look like the other one. Make it match.
Well,
but see, this is what happens. You start spreading rumors. You start spreading stories. And then people think they don't always know that you're kidding.
Well, how do you know I am? I don't know.
And now people are, even now, people are listening and they're thinking maybe I took a swing at you.
I think it's duckly amnesia. You know Randy Bachman?
Randy Bachman. Are you talking about the singer? Bachman Turner Overdrive? Was he Randy Bachman?
Yes, but that's a common mistake.
Oh.
Randy Bachman of Guess Who.
Oh, he's not with Bachman Turner Overdrive.
You know what? I don't know if he ended up with Bachman Turner Overdrive. I'm not sure.
Oh.
You'd think it would be.
I have no idea. I don't.
But he definitely was Randy Bachman of the Guess Who.
Okay.
So this is a pretty interesting story. Maybe this will calm you down a little bit.
Yes, I need calm down.
Randy Bachman reunited with his long-lost guitar. Long-lost guitar. Did I say last?
You did.
Lost guitar, okay. Stolen in 1976. It was stolen from him.
Wow.
46 years after it was stolen, rocker Randy Bachman has been reunited with his long-lost guitar.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
How did the reunion come about?
Well, back in 1976, it was stolen. It was a 1957 Gretsch, which was his favorite. He used it to record every one of the Guess Who's hits. The guitar was snatched from a hotel room in Toronto in 76, even though he used to chain it to the toilet. His neighbor used old pictures of the guitar and rejigged some facial recognition software to scour the internet for it. They found it on a Japanese musician's YouTube video.
No way.
Yeah. He didn't know it was stolen, the guy who had it. Bachman traveled to Tokyo to get it and made a documentary about it.
Wow. That's a neat story.
Yeah.
And it was his neighbor, right? That did this, his kind neighbor.
Yeah, his neighbor did him a favor.
Did all of this to reunite him with his long-lost guitar.
Yes.
Wow. Wish I had a neighbor like that.
Well, you do. Your neighbor wanted to lend you his favorite
plastic ducks all over my yard.
Display in your yard.
Yeah, wouldn't that look beautiful?
That would have looked so nice. And that would have been a nice gesture on your neighbor's part, but he wasn't allowed to do that. And that's a very special collector's item that I have.
With any luck, maybe those would get stolen.
See, now you're getting violent again.
Well, it's because you're making up stories about me.
Here's Randy Bachman and the Guess Who. Randy Bachman and the Guess Who. Randy got his guitar back that he had stolen in 1976 due to a good neighbor.
That's right. Now that's what neighbors should be.
That is
right. There.
That's exactly right. And good neighbors accept gifts like that. Grant, can you holler at Grant?
What? Oh, Grant. Yeah, sure. I'll just yell out the window.
He's already dived into his next story. Our new news guy is doing a terrific job.
Grant, what do you want? You want him in here?
Yeah, I have to ask him a question. Yeah. Oh, he had his headsets on. He's already working on a new story. Love it. News is sounding good. Come on in, Grant. I got to ask you some personal questions.
Not a moment's peace around here.
Whoa, there's...
Truer words have never been
not
spoken.
Not a moment's peace.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Grant said not a moment's peace around here.
A lot of people are very excited to be on the show, Grant.
Yeah, I'm thrilled. Don't get me wrong.
Hey, we're all neighbors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yes.
Grant lives just down the street.
Yeah. Right across the street from our place and right down the street from Brent, and Larry Cotner lives below you. So there's 4 of us living in the same area within a block of one another. I know that you're in an apartment there and you don't really have your own yard.
Right.
But I know Tom, you're the guy you rent from. Would you like to, I tried to, without success, offer my very, very special duck collection display, yard display. Do you think you'd be interested in putting it in the yard over there?
Are they living ducks?
No, they're plastic ducks.
Yeah, bring them on. Sure. We'll take them all.
Yeah. See? That...
You sure... You're new to the area, buddy. Are you sure you want to open up this can of worms? Because the next thing you know, it won't just be ducks. There'll be pink flamingos. There'll be like deer and who knows what else that he will be trying to put in your yard.
Well, it's not my yard. I think I'm renting.
Oh,
yeah. And I know this sounds a little self-centered, and you guys know me well enough to know that I'm not that way. But Brent mows his lawn with a push mower.
Okay, classic.
Yeah, and I have a riding mower that I use at 0 turn, but you still have to get around, objects with a rider, and you have to get off and move the objects when you're mowing. And so I just thought it would be a little cumbersome for yours truly mowing around my favorite duck collection. And I thought that Brent would be okay with putting them in his yard because I'd really like to have people see them. It's a mother and father duck with little ducklings following them.
Oh, it's great.
And they're all little plastic, painted in great detail. And I thought that would really look good over on the corner where Brent lives, and he doesn't have to get off the mower to mow around the objects.
Sure.
But he threw a fit, and he punched me. You can see right there I got a Band-Aid on.
See, this is how rumors get started. This is not true. I did not punch Dave.
Well, where do you think this came from?
At least not to my recollection.
Well, see, he went in.
Have I ever took a swing at Dave?
And I know...
Not to say I haven't wanted to, but I don't think I ever have.
Brett's mother's listening, and I'm sure she's remembered a time that when you were younger, you went into a temper tantrum and probably got so mad that you didn't even remember what you did.
Yeah.
Just kind of saw red and went crazy.
Yeah, lost it.
Whew.
Amnesia.
Yeah, Brent the Bull.
Yeah, the bully.
Here's what I'm hating about what's going on right now is my mom will take your side on this. She will. She's probably texting, right? She's probably getting ready to text right now. Well, why don't you just let Dave put his duck collection in your yard?
Thanks, Mom.
It would look nice.
Yeah, especially, after the injury and everything.
See, spreading stories about me again. And I guarantee I'm going to go downtown and someone's going to come up to me and scold me for taking a swing at you. Well, I didn't. I did not. That's not why you have a Band-Aid on your cheek.
Grant, I'm old enough to be receiving Social Security. and I have a young man across the street standing on his porch.
Well, thanks for calling me young.
Well, yeah.
That's
Well, you're much younger. I think there's a lawsuit possible here. I might get a hold of Mike Borders, attorney at law, and see if there's some action I could take. But I would probably not take that action if you'd let me put my ducks up in your yard.
Why don't we bring him in to arbitrate?
Yeah.
There you go.
How many ducks are there?
Well, there's the mom and the dad.
Okay.
And there's 6 little ducklings.
Right.
I assume some of the eggs didn't hatch.
Oh. Okay.
Or maybe a coon got some. I don't know.
Oh.
Got the eggs. No, really, they're plastic. They're
Okay.
ornamental. I mean,
All
they're
right.
beautiful.
I'm sure they
You know,
are.
They have the painter made the eyes so that when you walk by them, their eyes follow you.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So you think the ducklings and the ducks are looking right at you.
Mm.
When you're mowing, you could look over and they'd be
that's
watching
it.
you mow.
I'm not going to lie. I don't want to mow around them. I really don't.
I could lend you my weed eater, but
I've got one.
Oh, is yours
Yeah.
electric or gas powered?
No, well, I just got a new one actually.
did?
It's the battery powered one.
Oh.
Cordless.
Nice.
Hey.
It works really nice. It was kind of like my late Father's Day gift.
That's really nice. You know, as a neighbor, could I borrow it?
No. No, you cannot.
I'm planning on mowing today.
Oh, well, good for you.
When you're going to be at the ball game, could I just
I am
slip
gonna
over
be.
in your garage and just borrow it?
No. No, you can't. Thanks for asking.
Would you
though.
lend it to?
See, here we go. Now you're putting me on the spot again. Why do you always do this? Because now people are going to think that I'm that grumpy old neighbor that won't let his other neighbor borrow anything. And see, now here you go again. You're putting me in a bad position, in a bad light.
I don't know what to say. The actions speak. That's usually what people will relate to is the actions that are taken. I just asked you if you'd lend me your new electric weed eater, and you said no.
But you have one.
I know, but it doesn't always start, and you got to pull a cord and everything. And then yours is you just push a button and psh, away it goes. Now, would you lend it to Grant if he asked?
Think of the ducks.
See, here you go. Now you're let's change the subject. You're making this very uncomfortable.
All right, let's run this down, Mr. Newsman.
All right. Give me the facts.
I have a beautiful duck collection display.
Okay.
What color are the ducks?
Well, they're natural colored. They're
Well, that doesn't tell me
Natural.
anything.
Like a mallard among them or something like that?
yeah, they're like mallard ducks. Yeah, not white, but more like wild ducks.
Like wood ducks?
Well,
They
they have beautiful coloring, but they're a little small. These are big mallards, northerns.
Oh, okay. All right.
Got the big orange feet on them and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mr. News Guy,
Uh-huh.
here's what's happened. I had a beautiful duck display I wanted to lend to my neighbor Brent.
Uh-huh.
I went over to talk to him about it. He said, "No way. I don't want any ducks in my yard," and he got kind of out of hand.
I don't recall
As you
that.
can see,
I do not recall this.
As you can see, I have the Band-Aid over the scar.
That's not why he's got a Band-Aid on his cheek. I did not take a swing at Dave.
So then, let's go to the next step, Mr. News Guy. I approached him about it today. He's denying it. He says he can't remember it. It's almost like a soap opera. He has amnesia.
Sure.
I then talked to him about it. He still denies it. You come in, and as you can see, he will not lend me his weed eater, nor does he want my duck collection, nor, the way I understand it, would he even let you use his weed eater on your lawn.
Mm-hmm.
You were welcoming my duck.
But Grant's in an
display.
apartment. He doesn't take care of his yard. What?
But he can. I'm sure Tom would let him.
Well, if the weed eater was nice enough, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to get it gas or anything. You just make sure it's charged up. Away you go. It's a beautiful little tool. I'd like to use that. So, Brent, let me ask you another question.
Oh, please do.
Does your wife
What?
does your wife Shelley ever have a crush on a TV person or a sports personality?
Now that I don't know if I want to answer this question.
Well, I'm double checking to make sure because we're going to get a remote from Arnold here in a
Yeah.
little bit.
Does
You want to
Joan?
answer that? Yes, she
Does
does.
Joan?
I'm a little worried
Okay.
about it.
All right.
Grant?
Uh-oh.
My wife has a crush, and I'm going to get in trouble for this, but I know she has the hots for Nadal.
Rafael?
Rafael
Oh,
Nadal.
the tennis player.
Spanish Bull, yeah.
Yeah, she likes those Spaniards.
Okay.
And she really does. She likes Spaniards and guys with jaws that stick out, like
Oh,
Bruce Springsteen's jaw sticks out, kind of.
Yeah.
She likes Bruce a lot too, and I don't think he's Spanish. But anyway, she's pretty depressed and disappointed because Nadal will not be able to play. Is it the semifinals?
The finals.
Finals.
Yeah.
The semis.
Is the semis?
Yeah, he got hurt in the quarterfinals.
Oh, against the
Yeah.
American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The five setter.
Which he won.
Yeah,
Which he
still won.
did, and I think he got hurt in the first set.
Wow.
And somehow.
Well, don't
still
build
found a
him
way
up.
to
Now
win.
you're making him sound.
What? Well, he's
really impressive.
Yeah. He's a great tennis player. He's one of the greatest of all time.
I agree. But I don't find him attractive. But anyway, he has a tear in his stomach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I read something abdominal something.
I believe that I walked in on my wife, Joan. You know Joan.
I do.
Yesterday, and she was researching stomach tears. I mean, that seems to be a little over the top to me. What do you think, Grant?
It's an infatuation, I'd say, but, we don't have all of the information. We don't know why she was researching stomach
Grant,
tears.
be very careful. Be very, very careful. Okay? Don't dig yourself in too deep here. I've been down this road with this guy many times.
Uh-oh.
All right?
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, just tread lightly.
Our news guy, he was just approaching it as a newsman.
Well,
Objectively?
I know, but you just want to be careful.
I hear
Okay?
that. All right, very good. Thank
very
you.
careful how you approach this.
Wouldn't it bother me so bad if Joan wouldn't have go, stomach muscle? That really bothered me the way she said it.
Joan, anytime you want to come over, you just come on over. If you need to get away for a few hours, you just come on over. I know how you feel.
Hey, do you guys remember Potsy?
From Happy Days.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Anson Williams.
Yes.
Played Potsy.
Do you know he's running for mayor?
Where?
In California.
No kidding.
Yeah. He's 72 years old.
Wow.
What was the town that Happy Days took place in? Anybody know?
Oh, I don't.
I don't either.
Did they ever say?
I don't recall at all.
Because Mr. Cunningham ran the hardware store, right? Didn't he run a hardware store?
Well, they spent most of the time in the soda shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
At Arnold's.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
See, he remembers these things. He can't remember punching me in the cheek, but he can remember.
I don't recall that.
Jeez. Potsy from Happy Days is running for mayor. Anson Williams, as you mentioned, Brent, lives in Ojai, California. And the actor hung up his letter jacket many years ago and now wants to get into politics. He's 72 and will face the current mayor who is running for re-election. A lot more former stars are running for offices.
Yeah.
The one that really gets me is Herschel Walker.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. If you're a former pro football player, you probably have a lot of money. You could probably do anything you want. And you want to get into politics these days? I don't get it. How's your mom feel about that?
I don't know. I should. I think I've got my phone on silent. I'm sure she's texted by now.
Well,
oh boy, here we go. Everybody's texting me. I even have a text message from Joan Burney.
Uh-oh.
Okay, here's Joan Burney. She says, "Welcome to my world for the past nearly 52 years."
She's so lucky.
Okay, and here's, let's see. Oh, here's Mom. "You boys!" Exclamation point. Maybe both of you need to go together to counseling. and then she says, "And see, I knew it, Mom. Here we go. I knew this was coming. But ducks do sound cute."
Oh, thank you,
I
Peg.
knew it. I knew she would
Mom.
somehow take your side on this.
Oh, thank you, Peggy. Appreciate it. Couple things.
Yes.
Got to do some business. But first,
yeah, we
before we go ahead here, Grant, just again, want to say I love your stories. I love your writings. Very good. I hope people are enjoying the way you describe things. Excellent.
Me too, yeah.
Yeah, very good. What are you working on today?
Oh, man, we've got, let's see. Wow. I got an interview with the county attorney, which will be nice. I'm actually working on the Charles Pyle Memorial story for the headstone for the veteran of the Spanish-American War that was buried in an unmarked grave right here in Broken Bow, which will be, actually, the story is wild. Like the whole, how it unfolded. It was like 10 years of research for one person who was in Austin, Texas, weirdly enough, and then contacted our dear Tammy at the Custer County Historical Society to get the ball rolling over the past 6 years. And after a lot of conversation and exchanging documents back and forth, they got this guy an actual tombstone that would have like a facsimile of what they would have used in the military during that time.
Wow.
Gee.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a great story.
It's really cool. Yeah, but it's a lot of information, so
you're working on that.
yeah, we'll get through it though.
Okay, very good. Did want to mention that there's a final reunion for a band tomorrow night.
Okay.
And it's going to be at Kincaid's.
Yes, I think, yeah, that's what we were told.
Yes. On stage. You remember the group? Because
Ambition, right?
Ambition,
Oh, yeah.
Ambition. And that's area students and band instructor. They had a big summer last year, had a lot of fun. And so they're going to play together probably one last time.
Yeah, I think
Who knows?
many of you know or remember Harley Moman,
Right.
who was the band instructor for several years here, left the area, but I think we were told coming back, right?
Oh, that's awesome.
He's coming back
to
from
play with
Korea, yeah.
Ambition tomorrow.
That'll be taking place. By the way,
Yes.
the lead singer's mom,
Yes.
Stephanie,
Yes.
from the chamber, was kind enough to thank us for the presentation that Ray Hunt just had on. We just had on a few moments ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
think a
thank you,
lot of
Steph.
people
Oh,
enjoy
cool.
that
Yeah.
when that gets played once a year.
We have a little work to do because you've taken, this whole incident has
See,
taken us off
as you
track.
continue to work here, Grant, be careful of this, okay? It always turns in to be somebody else's fault, okay? So just be prepared because one day you're going to be the reason that we didn't get to something.
I'm going to be on
okay?
the hook.
Everybody takes their turn here. Just talk to Christy, okay? She'll be the first one to tell you that, Dave will get us off track, but he finds a way to blame somebody else.
I don't think you'd want to go there with Christy. Christy and I are pretty tight.
Oh, okay.
We get along really good.
Yeah, that's good.
Grant, I know you got work to do. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, of
Doing
course.
a great job. Love having you here.
Yeah, me too.
So I hope you get a little time. Maybe there's lots of things to do this weekend, but we just want to tell you we're thrilled with what you're doing.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm thrilled to be here.
Good. That'll be that way for about 2 months, and then you'll
Yeah.
then you'll
I'm just
realize
glad
what you've
he's-
gotten yourself into.
I'm glad he's still here because we are starting to show our true colors a little bit more. Whenever someone new comes in, we try to really behave for like the first couple of weeks. But then it just, pretty soon we just assume they're just part of the family, and then we become ourselves.
Exactly. And then it's pretty ugly. I want to talk a little bit about the Whiskey Barrel real quick.
Okay,
because
do.
Stan just got through the 4th of July in flying colors. A lot of people stopping in to pick up refreshments and putting ice. If you make a purchase, you can put ice for free on your products you buy and have a good conversation while you're there. And always fun to go in and talk with Stan if he's there, or his great staff. Always friendly, always helpful. And they just want to thank you for the business. We're halfway through this year. It's been a busy time. They've had a great year, and they want to continue to serve you through the second half of 2022. That's what I'll call it.
Okay, all right.
And by the way, at the Whiskey Barrel, they always want to stress this. They don't have big fancy specials, glitzy draws to bring you in, and then, have these low sale prices on a product hoping you'll buy a whole bunch more. They just don't do it that way. They just have everyday fair prices at the Whiskey Barrel. And the products they serve, it's not a great idea to encourage people to overbuy and overuse, and Stan's very serious about that as well. By the way, they also are very adamant about checking IDs and making sure everybody's legal who should be old enough to purchase those products. So they do a great job there. They really appreciate your business. The Whiskey Barrel in Broken Bow.
Okay. I think maybe you guys talked about this on your remote yesterday when you were at Gary's Superfoods. But coming up on Saturday, they're going to be serving a brisket sandwich meal.
Yes.
And they want you to know that they are going to be donating 50% of the proceeds of this event to Brittany and David Taylor. I'm sure some of you know Brittany. Brittany is battling cancer, and so they are going to donate 50% of the proceeds from this brisket sandwich meal at Gary's Superfoods tomorrow to help Brittany with cancer treatment expenses. Brittany is 29, was diagnosed with a rare cancer called spindle cell sarcoma. Brittany is a substitute teacher at North Park Elementary. Her husband, David, is a police officer here in Broken Bow. Gary's Superfoods is going to do what they can to help them out, and we encourage you to do the same. That being said, 50% of the proceeds from their brisket sandwich meals on Saturday are going to be donated to Brittany and her family to help ease the costs. If you do not wish to have a meal, there will be a donation bin set up, so you can just stop by and drop off a donation if you wish. Please come out on Saturday. They'll be serving from 10 to 2 at Gary's Superfoods in Broken Bow.
Thank you, Brent. The Exchange in downtown Broken Bow, the Exchange 2 in Broken Bow, had some crazy good deals yesterday to kick off Crazy Days, and they are open today and tomorrow. And I would just recommend you go back in because they have crazy prices all the time.
All the time.
They have all these wonderful garments that are practically new or new in some cases, and cleaned and pressed and ready for display and ready for you to look through. And I know the crew there would love to have you come in. They have name brands, Husker wear, all sorts of wonderful items for the whole family, shoes and more, all great prices all the time, but they still might be a little bit crazy at Exchange since yesterday's rain came along. So I would suggest you get in there. They're located at 309 South 8th Avenue, just off the square here in Broken Bow. Stop in. There's always something to see, especially right now. They might have some Crazy Day specials left, but they have crazy prices anyway.
Yes. Coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, we'll be going to Arnold to talk about the Devil's Den rally coming up this weekend. And if you're headed over that direction, you're going to want to make sure you check out Brubaker's Coffee House and Gifts in Arnold. They're open Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 5, open on Saturday from 9 until 3. Coffee with a friend is always a good idea, and you won't find a better cup than right there at Brubaker's Coffee House and Gifts. They have delicious cold drink treats as well. So check them out. Make sure you check out their gift selection. Also, they've got a lot of neat things for all ages and all occasions. It's Brubaker's Coffee House and Gifts in Arnold. Again, open Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 5. Open on Saturday from 9 until 3.
All right. Excuse me. Universal Insurance Agency in Broken Bow. Nate and Jack, they're there for you, and they got a great staff to support them. And they like to sit down with you whenever they can and go through annual contracts because things are changing out there.
That's right. And if you're in business, it's very important to insure your business. And they can help you do that at Universal Insurance in Broken Bow. It's all about getting the right coverage. They have a wide knowledge base and catalog of information to help your business, from HR to OSHA availability to other features that will play a key role in your business success on the insurance side. Talk to Universal Insurance in Broken Bow today. Call 872-6438, or you can visit them at 940 South E Street in Broken Bow.
Just down Highway 2,
yes,
there's a place called Sylvester's.
Oh, yes.
East Highway 2 at the quiet little place.
That rocks!
And they are going to rock real soon.
Absolutely. If you still want to be crazy and have fun, it's crazy days, right? Well, get crazy at Sylvester's. It's the place to be tonight because Iron Zephyr is performing, playing their mix of 90s pop and rock covers. There's no cover charge. Just come on out and enjoy the music. Go party like it's the 1990s with them at Sylvester's, East Highway 2, Broken Bow, tonight.
Tonight. Freddie's crazy all the time, and he'd like you to come out and get a little crazy with them or unwind after crazy days or through
There you
crazy
go.
days. All right. I know how much you like pizza, so I'm going to turn this over to you because you like to talk about pizza almost as much as sports.
Well, thanks. It's a good combination, actually, sports and pizza. The Pizza Hut, check them out. They are ready to go to work for you. Don't forget the parking lot pizzas are back. They do that on Monday nights. $7 for a medium one-topping pizza. I think they do hamburger and pepperoni, if I'm not mistaken. They do that from 5:30 to 7:30 or until they run out, which sometimes they definitely do because it's a popular promotion. They're hot and ready to go for you. You just show up at the parking lot, pay your $7, and pick one up. They do that on Monday nights from 5:30 to 7:30. I've been seeing some advertisements. I think maybe the Edge Pizza is back, so you can check that out. Also, they're looking for people to join their team, so give them a call today at 872-6472, especially in need of help on Saturdays and Sundays at the Pizza Hut in Broken Bow.
It's a little past 9, a little news coming your way. We have a couple more things we want to cover this morning, and then we'll turn everything over to Jeremy and my close friend Christy in Arnold, Nebraska, as they'll be talking about the Devil's Den Motorcycle Rally, 11th annual, coming up.
Great.
Thanks, neighbor.
You bet, friend.
Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Special Report. The June jobs report is out, and it's a bit of a surprise for economic analysts.
The Labor Department says payrolls expanded by 372,000, significantly surpassing expectations. Those fearing a recession don't find supporting evidence for one that's imminent in this data.
That's Bankrate.com's Mark Hamrick. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger digs a little deeper into this latest jobs report.
I think that the most important part of this report is to really look at some of the internals, and that is that a lot of people are still on the sidelines in the jobs market. Maybe they can't get help for their kids. Maybe they're taking care of older relatives, but there's a big issue there.
The unemployment rate remained at 3.6% for the fourth straight month. That matches a near 50-year low that was reached before the pandemic struck in early 2020. CBS News Special Report. I'm Linda Kenyon.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Isaac Lowenkron.
In Major League Baseball on Thursday night, the Los Angeles Dodgers defeated the Chicago Cubs 5-3 as the Dodgers hit 4 home runs. 2 of them by Mookie Betts. Dodgers pitcher Tony Gonsolin went 7 innings for the win, improving his record to 11-0. He leads the major leagues with a 1.62 ERA. Padres over the Giants 2-1 in 10. The Yankees won at Boston 6-5 behind a Josh Donaldson grand slam as the Yankees became the first team in the major leagues to 60 wins. They are now 60-23. The St. Louis Cardinals won at Atlanta in 11 innings, 3-2. Dylan Carlson, the game-winning RBI single in the top half of the 11th inning. And the Mets defeated the Miami Marlins 10-0 behind J.D. Davis's first Major League Grand Slam. James McCann added a 3-run homer.
Here's your weatherology forecast. For today, some patchy fog possible early on, otherwise gradually becoming mostly sunny with high temperatures working up to 87. Then for tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 64. Lots of sunshine into your upcoming weekend with lower 90s for high temperatures on your Saturday, becoming breezy on Sunday and trending much hotter with highs up to 101. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Caro.
News and weather was brought to you today by Custer Electric and Irrigation. As we transition from prep season to watering season, Custer Electric and Irrigation wants to remind you of important offerings that set them apart. They're once again offering free FieldNet and NFTrax demos for this growing season. Demos are limited, so call today to reserve your pivot control or set of NFTrax. Want to skip the demo and buy? Custer Electric and Irrigation recently installed 4 radio bridges that allow the service area for telemetry and FieldNet to expand where you may not have previously been able to get it. These bridges also mean cheaper annual subscriptions, so talk to Lance to see what he can do for you. In need of tires but don't want to upgrade to NFTrax? Custer Electric has 11.2 by 38 tires on hand and ready for your pivots. Finally, is your pivot leaking more water than irrigating? This is your reminder to not settle for second best on sprinklers. Update your sprinkler packages today for install before service season. For all this and more, call Lance at 880-1507. Check them out on Facebook or at custerei.com. Custer Electric and Irrigation. Experience the difference.
67 degrees outside, overcast, I guess maybe is the way to describe it. The sun is bright enough, but there's still quite a bit of cloud cover or lifting fog out there. Winds are out of the northwest right at 6 miles per hour. Again, if you're just tuning in, we picked up 90 hundredths precipitation here at the studios yesterday, bringing our total to 2 inches and 63 hundredths. Some folks got almost that much here in town yesterday for our monthly total, so very much varied measurements out there with that heavy rain that came yesterday. Brett and Dave with you here on the Breakfast Show. I want to talk a little bit about listening to one another and understanding what the other person's saying and communicating like we're trying to do this morning. And the only way we're going to be able to get a good start is be able to hear one another.
Absolutely.
And that's pretty easy to make sure that you are getting that good start with Roxanne.
Absolutely. I hear what you're saying, Dave. Roxanne is a board-certified hearing instrument specialist with over 30 years of experience, and she's right here in Broken Bow, Nebraska, offering some great discounts for the month right now, so call her to find out more about those. Free hearing evaluation and free office calls, free extended warranties on new hearing aids, extended discounts for just buying local. Also, Roxanne will do a custom fitting for in-ear hearing aids that are rechargeable included in the special. And she has some other things going on, too. So just give her a call, make an appointment, find out what's happening and how you can save. Number to call is 308-384-3852. That's 308-384-3852. For the Nebraska Land Hearing Center, you'll find them in downtown Broken Bow, located in the Broken Bow Chamber building.
9:08. This song seems appropriate at this time. It's Johnny Lennon.
CAP.com.
Thank you very much, Brent Apperson, my good neighbor, my friend, my brother and son, all in one.
Thanks, Dave.
You know, I'm wondering a little bit about our news guy.
Oh, Grant?
Yeah, Grant.
Yeah.
You know Grant.
I do.
He was just in here.
He was.
I would not go so far to say that we judge people here, one another.
Oh, no, that never happens.
I'm just wondering what kind of music Grant likes.
Oh, that's a good question.
So next time we get him in here, we're going to try to find out, kind of feel him out just a little bit on that.
Okay.
In the meantime, we're going to get in the mood for biking.
Oh, good.
For the Devil's Den Bike Rally in Arnold, Nebraska, and we're going to go to Arnold in just a little bit. In the meantime, let's take a little magic carpet ride.
Oh, boy.
9:19, Steppenwolf getting us in the mood for motorcycling, biking.
Yes.
And we have, the connection has been made. It's a very, very good connection. And we're going to go to Arnold, Nebraska. And Jeremy Shipe is there, and Christy, who is like a daughter or sister to me, is there in Arnold, Nebraska as well.
All right.
Well, let's find out what's going on. Jeremy, it's all yours.
All right, thank you very much, Dave. Yes, we are here in Arnold, and we're going to be talking about the Devil's Den Motorcycle Rally. And as we get started, as we do with all of our remote broadcasts, we want to thank the sponsors that have made it possible for us to be here this morning talking about the 11th Annual Motorcycle Rally. They include the Callaway District Hospital with the Callaway and Arnold Medical Clinics. They're excited to announce that their new public transportation service is going on. Call 212-0464 to schedule a ride today for the areas of Callaway, Arnold, Stapleton, or Oconto. Thank you as well to Custer Public Power District, happy to support the communities in which they serve. The Devil's Den Motorcycle Rally welcomes you to Arnold for their 11th annual Devil's Den Motorcycle Rally, Friday and Saturday. Four County Boutique, that's where we're at this morning, welcoming the 11th annual Devil's Den Bike Rally in Arnold. This weekend during the rally, their hours are 10 to 5 Friday and 9 to noon on Saturday. And Mills Hardware and Feed, they enjoy working for and supporting the community of Arnold and the local events that go on. And I've got, oh, let's see, I got to turn my mics on here. Tammy and Heather are here this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Glad to be here again, and I don't know why. I mean, your location on the globe hasn't changed, has it?
No.
No? Okay, but we had a little bit more trouble connecting than we did last time to the internet, but we're connected and we're ready to roll, so we'll just hop right into things and talk about this 11th annual rally. It's going to be a lot of fun again this year, and I didn't catch a motorcycle when I was coming in, but pretty soon there's going to be a bunch.
We heard some this morning, and we've already had campers pulling in since yesterday. So we've
Nice.
people are already out there ready to go. So, and everything kicks off tonight. So
Cool.
we're excited to get started and have another great year.
I know it's sometimes hard to gauge with things like this ahead of time, but do you know how many people and or bikes you're expecting?
You know, it's always a gamble. This year, our Facebook page has gotten so many new hits, new likes, new questions, camping. So we're hoping that this is our biggest year yet. So like I said, we can never tell, but we're hoping.
And that's the riders that are into social media.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
That's not including the ones that, aren't on Facebook or any of those things. So
We've had
Cool.
people commenting from the Omaha Gretna area that they're coming, and other places quite a ways away.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's very, very cool.
Yeah.
And where do we want to start? Do we want to, because I want to make sure, because we've got a giveaway that I want to make sure that I don't forget about. Do we want to talk Four County Boutique first?
Sure.
And kind of talk about what you've got going on when people are here this weekend, and then you had a giveaway recently too.
yeah, so this week we've launched our new website, and so we wanted to do a giveaway for people to share that information on social media. And our winner is Sarah, and I hope I don't butcher her last name, Teschner. Sarah Teschner was our winner of that giveaway.
Okay. And there you go. Great giveaway to kick off our broadcast. So talk about, maybe what people will find if they stop in when they're here for Devil's Den, and kind of anything that you've got going on.
Okay. So we always have some of our hair products, buy two and get the third one half off. We've got a lot of jewelry, a lot of new summer clothing, shorts, t-shirts, sunglasses, jackets, sandals. So a lot to pick from.
Yeah, and some things that are also made in the area too.
Yes, we always have a lot of jewelry that's made from people in Custer County. One gal is a local high school student here in Arnold, Carly Gracie. We have her Carly K earrings here. One gal from Kearney and one from Burwell. So
great.
Awesome soaps too.
yeah,
Kids
we
soaps, huh?
have some kids soaps here that are really fun, and that's made from somebody in Custer County also. along with Devil's Den, we have the Phil Kobeck Project singing Saturday night, and we have some of their merchandise in here, T-shirts and CDs. So if you want to pick one of those up, we do have those on sale here.
Awesome. Good deal. Well, we'll encourage people to stop by when they're here, and it's nice and cool in here, so if it gets a little bit warm, you can come in and browse and cool off a bit before you hop back on the bike.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for hosting us this morning, too.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, we've got a full schedule to talk about, and things kind of start up tonight. So, Heather, I'll let you just kind of hop into things and tell everybody anything you want to say about the motorcycle rally.
Sure. Well, tonight the gates and the bar open up at 5 p.m. We're going to have biker games and giveaways. We'll have Big Iron Barbecue. Casey and Nicole Kozat out there serving up their fantastic food. There'll be cheap drinks, lots of fun. And we'll also have Craig Fern with the Craig Fern Experience out there at 7 o'clock. So we'll be having live music tonight as well, and that's all free.
Okay.
So no charge to get in. But it'll be tons of fun. We have lots of fun biker games planned, and also just regular games. So there's a lot of fun things we have planned for tonight. And then tomorrow we start with registration from 8 to 11. Or excuse me, 8:30 to 10:45 is when the registration starts. Breakfast will be out there by the Arnold After Prom. They're going to have awesome breakfast burritos and coffee.
And some cinnamon rolls, I hear.
Oh, man, cinnamon rolls.
All right, there you go.
So that'll all be out there at the Arnold Recreation Area. We're pretty excited to have it out there again. It's such a neat location to have the bike rally.
It is.
And so then the show and shine will be from 9:30 to 10:30. We'll do the blessing of the bikes and the national anthem at 10:45, and then the poker run will get started at 11 o'clock. We'll be starting with our first card here in Arnold at Grazers, and then we'll head over to Anselmo to Foo Bar. And then this year we're adding on the Rescue Bar and Grill over in Sargent. So we're really excited to go over to Mel and Brandon's bar over in Sargent.
Well, and I know they're excited too.
Yeah.
We were in Sargent a couple of weeks ago learning about Choke Cherry.
Oh,
and
sure.
They were already talking about all the poker runs they've got coming up this year. They're excited.
Yeah, so we're very excited to go over there too. So then we'll head over to Sargent and then back to Broken Bow over to Kincaiders. And then from Kincaiders, we'll head over to Shotgun Annie's or Henry's in Callaway. You can get a card at either place. And then we'll head back to Arnold to the recreation area where you can get your last card. So, and then as the night heads on, we will have the Burnout Pit. We'll have Big Iron Barbecue. We'll be serving all the meals again on Saturday. And then we'll have 3 live bands that night. The Craig Fern Experience, and then Phil Kobeck Project, which I'm pretty excited about. I've heard him a couple of times. He's my uncle. So, yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. And then to end the night, it'll be Cliche. We'll have lots of contests. We have our Miss Devil's Den and our biggest beer belly. And we'll have live auction and lots of giveaways and just a lot of fun. And it's all for a great cause. We'll be raising money for our charities. Tammy, do you want to talk a little bit about the charities? I don't want to hog the mic over here.
Sure. So suicide prevention has been one of our biggest charities from the very beginning. We're pretty passionate about that. We have given funds to families to get counseling if they're having, problems with just life and needing some extra help. So we're here to help those families. We've also given money to children who have lost parents due to suicide. So autism awareness is another one that we love supporting. We've bought lots of fun things for Arnold Public School for the kids that have autism, and it also benefits other kids at school. We also donate to a lot of organizations that help us with the Devil's Den, like the Arnold Golf Association, the South Loop Cheerleaders. What's another one? Oh, the
South Loop Cheerleaders, Arnold Golf Association, the After Prom gets to do theirs.
Yes.
Yep, they get to do theirs. The Christian Motorcycle Association, Last Call. Well, excuse me, Last Call was the ones who do our coffee. And yeah, so we have several, and then we also donate to like the Rialto Theater, just several organizations that benefit.
Great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, if we know anything about Arnold, it's that it's a great host for things like this, and should be another fun year. And I'm kind of looking, Friday, is a good way to kick it off, kind of get everyone in and have a free event and have some fun, and then get really into the thick of things on Saturday. I would say that if you're starting at 11 o'clock is a good idea, because if you started any later with a run this long.
Right. We
That's gonna
actually
be-
we started it just a little bit earlier this year, since we were heading over to Sargent this year.
Yeah.
So it does start a little earlier, just to get those all in. So it'll be a jam-packed, fun day.
Great. And kind of talk about the admissions and things like that as far as Saturday goes. You've got the concert and meal that's included for those that go on the run. But if people don't go on the run, if they just want to come later, if they've got obligations that day, they can still come that night.
Yep. So
so the admission for just the concerts only is $10, and 10 and under can come in for free. Big Iron Barbecue, you can also buy food while you're out there. So
yeah, they'll have a menu out
Yeah.
there too, so you can order off their menu.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you have ever eaten Big Iron Barbecue, you know what we're talking about. It is the best barbecue out there.
And they're out of...
They're right in Arnold.
In Arnold. Okay, great. Awesome. That sounds great. And let's just talk about the bands that are going to be performing the next couple of nights. Just kind of talk a little bit about the kind of music that you get with the Craig Fern Experience and the Phil Kubek Project.
Yep. So the Craig Fern Experience, he does a lot of classic rock and roll, and he can play the guitar like nobody's business. He's awesome. He practices all the time. He actually is a local here, so he works up at the school. So he's always practicing, adding new things. He's super excited. He's got a bunch of things planned. So he'll be awesome. Phil Kubek Project, he is rock and roll as well. So his new album that just released is I'm Your Rock Star. So he does a lot of cool original songs. So a lot of them he's written himself, and so it's really cool. And then
And they're from Arnold also.
Yeah. So yeah, my uncle's also from Arnold, and then Ty Phillips, who's also originally from Arnold as well. So both of them.
Great.
So, and then Cliche is an 80s, they do a lot of 80s covers, and we had them last year, and people just loved them. So we invited them back this year, and we're super excited to have them again.
People love their 80s music.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
You
I
can't
feel
go
like I
wrong
missed
with
out
80s.
on something by
did.
not being able to experience any of the 80s. Well, it sounds like a lot of fun, and, there's something for everybody. It all kind of rotates around the poker run, but the rally itself has so many different elements and moving pieces to it. And I think that's, why year 11 is happening.
Yes.
Well, and Arnold just always supports us, the local businesses. And their names will appear on the back of our Devil's Den shirts every
Right.
year. But they're always great supporters of our event.
And the people in the town.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone just, sometimes even without asking, people will volunteer their time, their help, anything that they can do, and which is the best part about living in Arnold. I mean, the volunteering and helping each other out's great here.
Yeah. They like loud cars and they like loud motorcycles
Right.
too,
I
right?
know,
It's just
yeah.
something about speed and loudness around here. Well, it should be a lot of fun, and that support goes from financial support, but also just opening up their doors and maybe extending hours that aren't normal for them during events like this. That's big as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it brings business to town for them too, which is, I mean, always a plus for a smaller town. I mean, bringing extra people to town is always a good thing.
All right. Year 11.
Yep.
Now,
Super excited.
How much time do you allow yourself to relax after year 11's over before you start planning for year 12?
A few months.
A few months?
A few months, and
that's
then
good.
we usually wait a few months and then start planning again. So in the fall, we'll start right up again.
Kendra mentioned last night that she's already looking at bands for next year. So
yeah, we have to book those pretty early.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
bet.
usually an early one.
I
So-
bet there were, a lot of these bands are probably trying to have pretty busy summers because they weren't able to do as much performing between 2020 and
Right.
2021. So
Exactly.
they probably book up way in advance.
Yeah, we always try and book. I always remember Mike. I mean, we always tried to book by January. I mean, it was, if we didn't have anybody booked by January, we were panicking. So
Yeah, that's crazy to think about, isn't it?
yeah,
Because you
yeah.
can't. There's not multiple bands of one name.
Yep.
There's only one.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, do we want to kind of give a quick overview one more time before we let everybody go this morning? Just kind of give everyone a rundown and know, folks, that you don't have to participate in everything. If you just have your evenings free, come to Arnold and check out the fun for that.
You don't need a motorcycle to participate in the poker run.
Yeah.
We've had lots of different vehicles, Jeeps, we've had cars, we've had lots of different things. So you don't have to have a motorcycle to go on the poker run either. It's just for fun. So there's no reason that if you have four wheels, that's fine. You can still be in it. So
Great.
And we might add there is camping available at the event location. You can tent, or there's limited camping spots for campers, but they are out there. So
Okay. And if somebody wants to set up a tent or a camper, is the best way to do that? Just there will be someone to talk to there when
it's
they get
first
there.
come, first serve, and you just sign in. There's a little building when you enter the recreational area, and there's envelopes where you can just put your money in, your name and information, and you're set to go.
And there's tons of shade.
Yes.
There's no
is the
lacking
nice thing
shade out
over
there.
there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Great. Cool.
So, do you want me to run through?
Yeah,
So
go ahead.
Tonight we'll kick her open at 5 o'clock at the Arnold Recreation Area. We'll have biker games, giveaway, live music, and food. Lots of fun. So come on over tonight. And then tomorrow we'll start off at 8 o'clock. You can grab your breakfast and then register for the poker run. And then we'll have the show and shine. And then the poker run will start at 11 a.m. And we'll go to Grazers, Foo Bar in Anselmo, the Rescue and Sargent, Kincaiders in Broken Bow, Shotgun Annie's or Henry's in Callaway, and then the last card at the Arnold Recreation Area. And then we'll continue that fun with the Burnout Pit, games, giveaway, live auction, and all of our 3 live bands. We'll have the Miss Devil's Den and the Biggest Beer Belly contest. And then Big Iron Barbecue will be serving again on Saturday. So come on over for a fantastic weekend for a great cause. Our charities, all of this is for the charities. That's what we do it for. And so, yeah, come enjoy some nights while we prove, as Christy Dvorak said, rock and roll ain't noise pollution.
All right. There you go. Awesome. Is there anything we didn't talk about that we want to make sure we mention?
I would like to thank our gold sponsors.
Okay.
We couldn't do it without them. The Dynagrow Seed, Grazer's Bar and Grill, Hagler Farms, Jack Daniels, Kincaider Brewing, Sandhills Open Road Challenge, the Arnold Exchange, Tim Turley, and Weinman Farms, Darren and Tammy and Brady and McKenna.
Okay. Awesome. Well, congratulations on year 11.
Yes,
Should be a lot of fun.
thank you. Yep.
Before we send it back to the studio, I want to thank the sponsors that allowed us to be here for our broadcast this morning, talking about the Devil's Den Motorcycle Rally this weekend in Arnold. They include the Callaway District Hospital with the Callaway and Arnold Medical Clinics, Custer Public Power District, the group with the Devil's Den Motorcycle Rally. Thank you as well to Four County Boutique. They were our location this morning for our broadcast. And thank you as well to Mills Hardware and Feed, also great supporters of the Arnold community. And with that, we'll wrap it up from Arnold. Thank you, you two.
thank you.
Hope to see you tonight.
All right, sounds good. We'll send it back to the studio.
Steppenwolf, Born to be Wild. It's all about freedom, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a helmet.
You got a helmet? Is it a beauty?
It's a beauty. Devil's Den Motorcycle Rally and the Mike Nelson Memorial Poker Run. And it's all starting today. Thanks to the Callaway District Hospital, along with the Callaway and Arnold Medical Clinics. Excited to announce their new public transportation service. Give them a call at 308-212-0464 to schedule a ride today for the areas of Callaway, Arnold, Stapleton, and Oconto. And, of course, Custer Public Power, thank you very much for supporting the communities that you serve. Devil's Den Motorcycle Rally, welcome to the 11th annual. They'd love to have you there, as you just heard. Four County Boutique, welcome the 11th annual Devil's Bike Rally in Arnold this weekend. And their rally hours are 10 to 5 Friday and 9 a.m. till noon on Saturday. And Mills Hardware and Feed, enjoy supporting the community of Arnold and local events. So if you need more information, contact Tammy at 530-3111 or McKenna, she's also at that same number, or get a hold of Heather at 870-0084. Thanks to the Arnold community for letting us help support and promote the event. 11th year. It's pretty amazing the amount of volunteers and supporters in all these communities, and Arnold certainly shines in that area as well.
Mm-hmm. Well said.
So, baseball, I'm looking forward to your call tonight.
Well, thanks. Look forward to being there. Broken Bow will begin play in the Class B Area 6 American Legion Juniors baseball tournament taking place in Holdridge this year. Their opening game is tonight at 5 against Cozad, and you'll be able to hear it live on KBBN 95.3 FM and on KBBN.com.
One final question I have for you after these words. Just a quick question.
I can't wait.
If you don't mind. Hold on.
What is HiBid? HiBid gives you access to thousands of auctions across the U.S. and around the world. Art and antiques, coins and collectibles, computers and electronics, toys and tools. You can find it all at HiBid.com. Even exotic cars, fine jewelry, and real estate. Browse the most popular auctions, search for the exact item you want, or just explore the site. It's easy to use and it's easy to bid. Go to HiBid.com and find what you're looking for today.
Guys, stop putting your love life on hold. U.S. Pharmacy has some exciting news. If you've been wanting to try Viagra or Cialis, now's the perfect time. Call today and receive 90 little blue or little yellow pills for only $119 with free shipping. Why order some low-dose sildenafil from one of those subscription services when we can give you what you want now? Call 800-711-6818 and we'll rush your order discreetly packaged to your door. Been thinking about trying Viagra or Cialis? Call U.S. Pharmacy at 800-711-6818 for as little as only $119 for 90 pills. Need your package in a hurry? Call 800-711-6818 and ask about our express shipping option, and we'll rush your order to you as soon as possible. Save money on this little blue or yellow pill you've been wanting to try. Again, 800-711-6818 now. That's 800-711-6818.
9:45. Brent.
Yes, Dave.
What time are you leaving for the ball games? So this afternoon sometime?
Yeah, I'm going to take my lunch as normal, and then when I'm done with lunch, I'll probably just head that direction.
And Shelley will be working today?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
Will your garage be unlocked?
Well, no, not now.
Well, I thought maybe
I'll
I'd
probably
just
lock it up.
Slip over and
sure.
and try that new weed eater. Good neighbor.
Yeah.
Okay.
We like to keep the place locked up.
All right. Good luck at the game.
Bye, Dave.